quickly meet you, sir, officially.
My name is Enosakhare and I'm Edo State Zonal Chair South for YPP, Young Progressives Party. And I'm also the Edo Vice State Chairman and for South. So, by the grace of God, we are representing YPP in Edo State because we believe that the young persons should be in place of authority within our state and outside our state.
Right. Nigeria is heading towards 2023 politics. That's general politics. We're talking about presidential and the general elections in the country. Quickly, tell us how prepared YPP is right now.
Yeah, by the grace of God, we are prepared, very prepared. We narrowly lost out because our structures we are still putting together, and we believe by the end of this year would have been completely overwhelming in Edo State. Will be overwhelming, I believe that, because the two major parties, those who are living there and coming over to us, and they believe the best alternative that they could have would be the Young Progressives Party. And that's why we are putting ourselves, we can't say we are where we ought to be now. No, we are not. Because there are some locations we needed to put together some stronger personalities and also visibility. Several of our people, we are covering the totality of Edo State. But some of those enclaves, or maybe local government, maybe towns, communities, we may not have functional groups. And that's what we are putting together presently. And by the time we are fully structured, we'll find that we have put the round pegs in round holes. Definitely, YPP becomes the party to beat in Edo State by the grace of God in 2023-24.
Okay, so away from general election, let us talk about the local government election that will be holding on January next year.
Yes.
We understand that most of the challenges that political parties who are not in power usually face is for the fact that the elections are being conducted by state governments.
Yes.
Now, how is your party going to face these challenges?
Yeah, the challenge has become perennial, and it's pertinent to say right here that there's every tendency that the state organizing authority would want to, filter it to making sure that their own political affiliations are the ones that win. But nonetheless, I am from a locality like this place, which is Ward 9 in a local government. Those who are going to vote and those who are going to contest are people we know. We know their capacity, their capabilities, and their personalities. And we have gone beyond the era of just talking and making sure that you are in charge. Now we are talking of the personality that is being feeded by any of the parties. So we are no longer talking of just political party, we are now talking of personalities. So if you have the best candidate, we will vote for you. That's what we believe in. If you have the best candidate, we'll vote for you. We are no longer after the party, we are now after the best candidate. So we have selected who we believe is our best candidate, and we are going to feed the same person. So if we now feed such persons, there's every tendency that definitely the people are going to pick, because it's not, no matter how much you bring in, you are not going to pay me now to vote. You won't pay my father, you won't pay my wife, you won't pay my family members. Those ones are going to vote based on credibility and transparency that they have seen over time. There are some persons now who may be feeded by other parties. But if that man is known for crooked activity prior to this election, definitely they will lose. And that's what we are fighting to make sure happens in 2023.
Against that background, because of what you're just saying, talking about individuality and personality in politics, Nigerian politics, do you think is really going to be easy to change the narratives?
Yes, we have seen it. Now you can see one person leaving one or two of the major parties and going to an unknown party. We have seen it happen. YPP have gotten from such largesse. In Akwa Ibom today, we have two senators that left from PDP and became members of YPP. And one of them is contesting to be the governor of the state. And for you to leave a ruling party in a state and then you are now becoming the ruling authority, then that means something is happening differently. And also we have seen in the other elections that smaller parties are now beginning to pull weight. They may not have won, but they have shown the people that they have capacity. And the personalities within this party frame can take the helm of can be at the helm of affairs in subsequent elections. Some of the persons that are feeded today had conducted elections at various points or are contested. They never won, but they are up because the knowledge of the people is like, oh, this person, we have heard of this man, let's try this person. So it's no longer politics as usual that, oh, the name that you knew before must win. No, credibility now plays a major role, and that's where we are going. And there's also equity. There are some areas we speak about that, oh, you have had the president from the south, let it go to the north. So if you have also had the president from the north, it should also now come to the south. So we have such equitable distribution that will also mean that people are now aggrieved that, oh, this man ought to be from our side, is from this side. Some of those things can lead to getting block votes from specific axes of your state, of your local government, or your ward, or even at the national.
Okay, some of you.
Not true. I'm one of the leading figures of the state in YPP. And yes, Peter Obi has become a name so many people speak about. But I must say emphatically that, one, I will not vote for Peter Obi against my own candidate. Prince Abdul Malik is stronger politically, financially than Peter Obi, and has never been part of Nigerian body politic. Peter Obi was in PDP, and the PDP was the fraudulent party that stole before he left. Dasuki was, and he was one of those that shared. So what are we saying? He was in a state for 8 years and never conducted local government elections. Can that man now become the best person if we want to talk about credibility? Capital, no. We hear of investment that are in the capital havens. We hear of a company opening in the name of the daughter. Are we not pretending that those things don't exist just because we want to exit some certain people? No. So if we talk about transparency, let's follow transparency. And that's why YPP in 2017 decided to leave the two major parties and some other parties to form YPP. And YPP, by God's grace today, is the youngest party in Nigeria, just 5 years and about 2 months today. And that's those 5 years, the people told themselves, we can't continue like this. So what YPP saw in the past is what the people who are declaring that they are Peter Obi or obedient family are now talking of today. So we are before them. YPP came to say we are tired of fraud, we are tired of evil, and they formed YPP. And they said, let the young persons take it. And if you check any of this, the least among them, Peter Obi, is 62 years old. If at 62 you want to do 8 years, let's say you live at 70, then when will the youth now take over the nation? We should have those. That's why we decided to call the name Young Progressives Party. We say the youth are the leaders of tomorrow. We want to start leading today so that tomorrow will be better. We don't anticipate leading from tomorrow. We want to start the leadership of Nigeria from today. Whether you are in the ward, you are in the local government, you are in the state as minister, commissioner, or you are at the federal level, you should be the leader. That's why you are called a youth. As a youth, you should be useful in your youthful age so that we can be in charge of Nigeria. And that's why people like us are supporting YPP. And we know we cannot endorse Peter Obi. He should be the one endorsing us, because before Peter Obi, YPP was.
Okay, sir, are you trying to say that Peter Obi is a fake right now?
It's not a fake. But we have a presidential candidate, Prince Abdul Malik, who for every reason is superior by way of personality, if it's education, if it's exposure, if it is money. And then why would I not leave such and not go to one that is less my own candidate because I want to follow the crowd? It's one thing, like they say, if you can't beat them, you join them. But we have decided not to join anybody, but to fight them, because we must see truth and equity. I have seen so many videos, I have seen so many propaganda works done by different artists and different whatever, comedians and the rest. Because the crowd is on one side does not make them the right thing. The crowd is concurrently, as we see, purportedly pushing for one thing so they can get their way. And we are not tribalistic here. And we are not talking about religion here. Because politics should be removed from religion. People are bringing, you must be a Christian, you must be... People who have been the thieves around here, some of them were Christians, some of them were Muslim. So you cannot say categorically if you are a Christian, you are better, or if you are a Muslim, you are better. No. What we are looking for now is the best person for the job. Nigerians should really look down and pick the best person, not the one that is carrying so much crowd. Not the one that will say, oh, it's my turn to lead. Not the one that will say, I'm the best. But the one we have chosen as the best amongst them should be the one to lead us in 2023.
Finally, sir, you've worked with a lot of youths in
Yes.
and around Nigeria.
Yes.
What is your take on Nigerian youth today? What do you think their focus is right now?
We should tell them, as I am saying now, I want to say categorically, the youths are not sensitized to the level of taking charge of Nigeria yet. They should go beyond just talking on the social media. This is not a TikTok affair. This is not an Instagram or Facebook affair. This is politics. And politics must be played by political conscious and political minded persons. So it's not just about we are following A, we are following B. What I see so much as videos today are propaganda. Somebody will tell you, I did this in 10 years ago. Tell us now what you want to do tomorrow. It is the future that we are preparing for, not yesterday. And most of them, I tell you, I was this when I was governor, I was this when I was this. Since you left as governor, what have you done? Tell us. That's what makes politics sweet. Who are you presently? I can tell you now, Prince Ado Malik is running EV. What we are talking of batteries now. We are talking of non-fuel consumption generators. We are not talking of solar. And somebody, Prince Ado Malik, is involved in solar in a place like Spain and Japan. A Nigerian who is the presidential candidate of YPP. If that man is already, and somebody is now going to Egypt, somebody is now going to go and talk about how to bring a foreigner to do it, when you have a Nigerian who can do the job for even the foreign organization, then we should be really looking inward. And once on the 28th of September, when the campaign starts formally, some of the things that are hidden today will be exposed. And the world will know who is who. We are not talking of yesterday, we are talking of tomorrow. So if tomorrow must be well, our today must be well planned.